forming fake scenarios in your head, or replaying conversations from the past, like 2 a.m. thoughts, all the things you could have said or not have said, or practicing arguments beforehand. Do you know what all this makes you? It makes you a writer. Yeah, it's literally the dictionary definition. Today, I don't know why this always happens to my presentation, but sorry. Today we are going to learn how to prepare or how to start the journey of writing a story. Can you guess what's the basic requirement to write or form any stories? Yeah, all that, and first thing, you need a writer. Call me lame, but you need a writer, and you all are already writers. Aristotle said, where begin is half done. So I hope I did the citations right. So we are already halfway there. Okay, whenever you are asked to form any story or any material, I want to know what is your process. How do you start? For example, if I just ask you right now, you need to prepare a story. Where will you start from?
Characters and plot.
Very nice, perfect. Anyone else? Okay, so yeah? Setting is important. There is no set pattern, but this is a structure I follow and find very helpful. You need these basic 4 elements, no matter what is the size of your story. First of all, characters. Something that will drive a story forward. It not necessarily might be one single character, like because if you take famous 5, there were multiple characters, but they all had one common goal, one common thing they were trying to achieve. Then comes conflict. This is my favorite part. All readers or any audience, we all love others' misery. We all love happy endings, but more than that, we really enjoy when it comes after some drama, some real big conflict, some misery. So if you can include series of conflicts, but just don't go overboard that you have some loose ends or you haven't tied up your plot properly. And finally, the result. What is the final outcome? Did the story, did the character get what they want? Or if they didn't, are they in a better place right now? Or did things go haywire? Anything works. There is no set pattern that you need to have a particular result. But it's important because it gives closure. Now this is a more detailed structure. Before we go to this, any doubts in the previous slide? No, okay. This might seem a little complex, but if you really want to dive in deep, you can go with this process. But just read it once, try to make sense of it. Then we look at an example where we have used this structure. This is something I am working on, and this was the previous detailed structure. This is how I have applied it. You could go through it once, and if there is any questions or any doubts, let me know.
Can you go to the previous slide?
Yeah.
So this is a kind of a checklist.
Yeah, it as a writer, it puts you on a place where you know where you want to go with the story. Because
So
at
how
times,
do you think about
yes,
the story?
if you ever want to go back and you're confused, you have too many loose ends, you can see what is your primary goal.
So you need to have a main idea for the book, for the story, and in your case, that main idea is to write a story about climate change. Then synopsis is summarized story of the book. So this is where you sort of bring in the beginning, the middle, and the end together broadly. As this is how you would want to. So whether this climate change or climate crisis, you want to place it in a classroom discussion, you want to place it in a natural calamity, and the calamity is flood, or the calamity is oil leak in the ocean, or the calamity is a case that is being fought in some international court, or the calamity is a case that is being fought in your own country's court about, say, some big business group. So how do you want to sort of come up with a story? What is your story going to surround? What is going to be the central action related to the central theme? So you think about that. Then just the basic idea and plot maybe. So you want to place it in India, you want to place it somewhere else, you want to place it in Andaman, your call. Intention, how are you going to write it? Can you explain that a bit?
Yeah. So I've connected this with the plot. So basically, intention is what do you want your writers to, readers to feel in the end? Like after they, or are they going, like while they are reading your story, what are the kind of emotions they want to feel? Do you want them to sympathize, or do you want to feel do you want them to feel angry or frustrated with the situation? It could be anything. Then it's really helpful to give you have a deadline in your mind and make it something that will give you a drive, that you have to do it. So for me, if I didn't get to finish my deadline before my birthday, I won't get to have a grand party, and that's something I set for myself. Okay, so self-motivation works best. Readers avatar, it's basically how your readers will feel while reading your story. How will they perceive your story? Outline is something you keep for yourself, how you see the story in gist, but readers avatar is something how they'll view or perceive your story. This statement is just one sentence to give you the whole story again. Feedback is very important, but do it when you are ready to actually have good criticism. You can accept that criticism and work on it. Editing and marketing comes after, like if you publish your book. Then. Okay, discussion time. Any questions, anything. I'll try to answer in the best of my capacity, and don't worry, I won't feed you with wrong information. If I do make mistake, ma'am is always here to step in. Yeah?
What is the book I you wrote about?
We can have that discussion later. This is our story, right?
We might have author's talk with Sania. It's not a joke. In a few weeks to come, and you will all get a notice of it, and all of you are definitely required to be there to support your friend. That's the piece. That's great.
Okay, any tips you want to share while writing? It could be any form of writing, not fiction necessarily. Or you think it's a good strategy?
How do you plan to like start the story? Like the starting of the story is the most complicated part of the story. So how do you like cover?
Sorry.
How do you like introduce everyone to the readers so as to they can relate? How do you introduce?
Okay. So I don't really like to start stories with once upon a time. I really like to start when there is already something big happening. So when the readers first read your story, or first even the starting pages, they're already involved because something big is going on. They feel connected, and it could be a minor inconvenience, but while that is being solved, the reader is already attached to the character's journey, and this is how you involve the reader and start the story. And then you can take it to the goal you want your character to achieve. And to answer your question, Ankita, I like to have prompts, okay, if any kind of small lines. So your story doesn't really need to go there, but it gives you a push to start. So we look at it now. Since you are all already very clear with how to go about this, we'll play a game, okay. So we have two short reader prompts where I'll give you one sentence, and you all need to add one sentence and form a story. It really doesn't need to be something big or complex. It could be very fun. For example, if I start with, this is one of the biggest moments of my life, then he could say, I wasn't prepared for this, but time has come. Joshna could add, my hands were sweating, my throat went dry. And then Arjun could take it like, the bell rung, invigilator told it's time to start your exam. So starting, it was sounding so serious, something so complex as if you were in a jail or something, but then you could take it to something completely light. We could either go with these two prompts, am I in heaven, what happened to me, or I didn't mean to kill her, or you could take something totally random and start. What do you want to do?
I think these are good prompts. Just select one group from this side of the class and one from this side.
Yeah, he wants to start.
No, I have a question.
Oh, sorry. sorry, go ahead.
So, climate change is a non-fictitious problem, right?
Yes.
So, how would you go about by bringing a non-fictitious problem into a fictitious story?
All stories are formed from experience. It could be your own experience or something you see around. So even if you do want to write a non-fiction article, it will be formed from experiences, from anyone's experience. So the methodology to write any story comes down to this, forming from experiences. Thank you for that question. It was insightful. So who would like to start? One group and one group. Anyone can throw out the sentences.
Groups can give me their names. I'll take a look at
That plan is not possible.
Yeah, the prompt 2 is I didn't mean to kill her.
1 to 2.
Yeah, please.
Which group is this?
Can we just go down?
Yeah, sure.
Can we do Latin meetup?
Yeah.
I didn't mean to color with the hilarious joke of mine.
That was nice. So he really shifted the tension.
Hey, I didn't mean to kill her with a hilarious joke of mine, but say something.
Complete. Okay.
But now I am in jail.
For making her laugh too hard.
Okay, that is
Great.
continue.
FOMO. You do it. Can you repeat what it started with?
Please come again. What did you say?
I am at the future.
I am at her funeral.
Okay, that makes sense.
But
Trying not to laugh.
okay, so he related it back to something that was originally there, and this is how he connected the readers back to the plot that was originally there. So that was a very good strategy. You used it unintentionally, but good job.
Unintentionally, way too much.
Okay.
I planned that one through. Way too much observation. Right.
Any other you wanted to give it a try, right? I want to hear it from you.
No, but like mine was going to go completely.
Huh, it's okay.
That's fine.
Give
That's
us different
fine.
direction to this.
Okay, I didn't mean to kill her, but now her body is mad.
Getting dark. Okay.
Please listen.
Guys,
There's blood everywhere. Shikha.
Now I need a place to hide the body.
Who do I call? I hear a car passing by the next door.
Okay. So there's panic now. There's a car going on.
I throw the body in the river.
because the setting wasn't
Somebody,
proper.
okay.
Somebody saw me.
We need to find out the river to the side.
I didn't realize that person was alive actually.
Oh,
I see.
drama again.
My best friend is going to kill me now.
Best friend is involved.
Why?
The pet and the
Unrelated.
Yeah, please.
And if that wasn't worse, my mother started his own.
So you're in the house beside a sea and a car is passing by. While your best friend is there and you're laughing.
Yep.
With a dead body.
Oh, this is nice. Can you please repeat it? It was really nice.
Wasn't this supposed to be the outline for my own novel? Why is this happening to me?
Nice.
Okay, now if you want, we can shift to another prompt. Any one of you can start. Any random sentence.
I was walking down Silver Street.
Okay.
I shouldn't have eaten eggs for lunch.
Silver Street is heaven.
Yeah.
I was walking
In
down
the context, Silver Street is in heaven.
walking down Silver Street.
What part?
No.
No.
It's in the Bible.
The Bible. The Bible around.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
So I was walking down Silver Street.
Yes.
But the devil in me feels like it doesn't belong here.
Oh. Nice one.
What did he say last?
The devil in me didn't belong there. I felt like it didn't belong there.
The guilt is eating me away.
Jailed for what? Going to
That's
You
why you
have to
have
add on. You have to add on.
Yeah, act into what?
Yes.
But
What
that
do you
is
see
so
it
mad
first?
teacher there.
Oh.
Okay.
But the devil in me woke him again and killed her.
Hey, कुछ-
Sorry, yeah.
No,
No, go ahead. Okay.
Actually, guys.
Nice short story.
And then I realized I wasn't in heaven, I was actually in hell.
No, that's a creepypasta.
Our class is really obsessed with killing, violence, and
The prawns is what can we do with Gen Z people?
no comment. No comment. We are short of time. Yeah, so we'll just wrap it up here. Cheers, class.